there. And it is, looks like it's running all right. Good. All right. Welcome back to another stream, and good morning. Earlier stream today and a weekend one. I haven't done those, or one of those in a while. Today I am building the Ninja Dragon Ryu's Battle. Ryu from Season 4 of Dragon's Rising. You get 4 characters: Eren, Nia in her dragon form, one of the Loyalists, and one of the mutation monsters. So looks like it's going to be starting off with Eren in what I believe is a new outfit this year with those dark blue accents. Yeah. Nice dual molded helmet piece, certainly a nice one since that was when that was introduced. And the swords in there, and there is Eren. Hello. Some dark blue to start off the build. And then a few snot bricks to get some of these additional elements attached to the side of it. Yeah, looks like a fun little set for the first wave of the year. Some of the ball joints to attach the wings to. Or I guess actually probably the legs. I think this one, even though it's more expensive, has a few less pieces, but I guess an extra minifigure compared to size-wise. I guess the next set in this wave, the Cole's Mission Mech, I believe is the name of the set, which looks like a nice one. I still need to build that one. I do have it, but at some point get around to that one. Certainly excited to build that one. Always like Cole-themed sets. Some sand blue, which is always a nice color. Certainly one of my favorites, I think, in the color palette of Lego sand blue. All the sand colors are quite nice. Sand red, of course, sand purple, very nice as well, and then sand blue and green. Wish there was a few more sand red elements, but I guess it's better than sand purple, which certainly very limited in that one's catalog. Some Technic pins. Now I think these Technic pins, by the look of the set on the box, will be for the wings, I believe. Some dark red in here as well, which is interesting. It seems like a decently posable dragon, certainly one of the smaller ones, but I like these smaller dragons. I've always liked these ones since they were started quite a while back, I guess. In the first wave, you had quite a few small dragons in Ninjago. I like last year's sort of small one-off one that they did with Lloyd, which had that interest. I quite liked that suit, actually, that Lloyd suit that came in the small green dragon from last year's one. But yeah, would have liked to see more of that suit design. joints. The hinged elements for the tail, an ingot piece in sand blue, which seems like I feel like I haven't seen that color ingot piece before or all that much. Certainly one of my favorite elements. I always like those ingot pieces when it comes to detailing certain elements, especially exterior buildings. It does quite a nice job doing that. Some of the larger scaly elements of the build. I don't believe, unless I didn't pour it out correctly, I don't think there's any stickers included in this set. And by the looks of it, there wouldn't really be the need of any. There's the printed top of the headpiece for Riyu, and then a few of the Source Dragon logos and things like that on the armor that he's got. So I don't think there's going to be any stickered elements, and I certainly don't see a sticker sheet. So that'll be a nice part of the set. Scaled bits in there, and I guess after this first bag is complete, in the next couple of pieces, this will pretty much be the main body of the build. So certainly coming together, and then looks like some of the armor elements in the next bag, some of the gold elements. Hello. But continuing with that dark blue and sand blue, I like the addition of this dark red. It sort of pops and flows nicely with the rest of the colors of the build. All right, now the underside. It's actually a nice building technique to get the studs on the underside, and then actually detail the underside too with these scaly elements. That's nice to see. That's actually decently well detailed for a set of this size and age range and piece count. I feel like those usually wouldn't be that well detailed. That's nice to see. Alright, bag 2 with the Loyalist. A nice face print on this minifigure, and Nice leg print as well. Overall, pretty nice looking one. Interested to see what exactly these guys do. Move air in there, and once this whole accessory is put together, put the whalist fellow over there. Alright, next part of the build is gonna be the tail. So some ball joints, and yeah, this looks like a relatively short one, quite a few smaller elements to get some of the details of the tail and some of the scaly bits of it. Most of the length of the tail, I think, with these few elements. I really do wish some of these ball joint elements could be recolored. They feel like it's been long enough for them to be in these really not. It's hard to get. I feel like there's not too many sets where they flow nicely with the rest of the build, because they're just sort of an eyesore on the rest of it with the, in this case, light bluish gray, which I guess actually doesn't work, or it doesn't affect the build all too bad. It's not a huge detriment to the overall build, and I guess you actually can't see the light bluish gray, and there's some dark bluish gray, but I guess it flows a bit better in this one with the sand blue and dark green than other builds. I think that's going to be the majority of the tail, so that can hinge up and down, and then the ball joint elements can move, so you get a decent bit of articulation with the tail. Add some length to the build, not too bad. Alright, now the back legs, I think, is going to be the next part of the build by the look of it. So far I've liked the amount of ball joints that have been in the set. Those are always, as much as they're not the nicest colored elements and they don't always fit the build, they are great for articulation. So on builds like this, I certainly am very happy to see them included, even though this one, I don't think, with how this is currently structured, the sort of knees of the legs are not going to have any sort of articulation. It's just going to be at the hips and ankles by the look of it. Alright, there's one. Actually, I'm impressed so far with the level of detail on some of the just the smaller elements that have been used to add some detail to the build. There's a bit more than I would have thought for the the age range of the set. Hello and good morning. Bit of a earlier one today. I guess a bit of a different time than most of the streams. Some more sand blue. Rear legs, and now the feet. Quite like all the sand blue in this build. Definitely a nice color. Feels like a good color that would work with the botanicals Happy Plants lineup. Unless I don't think that one was in last year's one. Then this year's one I think is green and pink. The build stands up without most of it built up. All right, bag 3. Yeah, they're all right. Pretty sort of large, hard plastic ones. They got the connection point for a little claw at one spot, and then the Technic pinholes at the rest. Now this is a interesting one. What are these guys? The mutation monsters, using the newer big head on just a regular minifigure body. I haven't been able to, or I haven't gotten one of these guys yet. Ooh, that's interesting. A trans dark green or just regular green arm. That's kind of nice. Oh. Got a whole back part contraption to add to them. Few different green elements in this for this guy. It's certainly interesting to see one of the big fig heads onto on just a regular minifigure. It's kind of a cool looking one, though I do. It's an odd looking guy, but yeah, interesting enough. The big head on him is something. Probably kind of difficult to stand them up. All right, now the front legs. And yeah, I don't think there will be any stickers in this build, just a few printed elements. Yeah, there's this mutation monster guy. There's Aaron for the new season, and one of these loyalists. The mutation monster and the loyalists, I have no clue what exactly their roles are in the show and what they are doing. If I can ever actually stand this guy up, I'm going to just set him against you. And then later on, there's sort of the, I guess, biggest draw to this set probably is the dragon form Nia minifigure. Just you'd have to, I guess, unless it gets put into one of the magazines, this one would be needed to full lineup of figures for the season. I remember when these some of these figures leaked. I feel like it was a really long time ago. And I remember seeing images of some of these figures. Yeah. All right. One set that I just got in the mail yesterday, and I'm quite excited. I think I'll build it at some point. Is the Bricklink Designer Program Wolfpack Castle, the Outlaw Forest Den, I think is the title of the set, something like that. So very excited to check that one out. Looks like a real nice build. Probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite, that they've had in that BDP program. Interestingly shaped dragon so far. Very low to the ground. Thank you for that. It's a fun exercise to work on those. I've started working on another a couple more for the next series. I think I want to do one of the big 4,000 piece castles and try doing one of those. So started working on one of those, and yeah. But there were certainly a whole lot of projects this time around compared to some of the previous times. Quite a few different ones. Some nice looking stuff as well. I'm interested to see what gets picked. I haven't bought any of the sets that are up now for the Series 7, I think it is. Like the pirate ship that's there. I kind of want to pick up that one. I feel like I'm gonna regret not picking that one up if I don't get it in the next couple days, because it looks like a real nice build, and I wouldn't mind having having that one. But yeah. Alright, the last few elements of the of this bag, and then it's on to the final bag of the set. Definitely an interestingly shaped dragon compared to I feel like a lot of the other Ninjago dragons. Alright, some of the armor onto Riyu, and now the fourth and final one. A few details, the last minifigure, and the nice headpiece that this dragon comes with its printed elements. I believe this, unless it was with a CMF figure, I think this tail element for these dragon form minifigures is new. Looks like a nice one. We've got a nice armor piece, which might also be a new piece, and then the new mask elements as well. I quite like the color of this one, the light blue. And I still have a little bit of the dark red that Nia started with when they were first making ninja minifigures of her. And the wing parts. Wasn't sure about these new suits when I first saw them, but they're sort of growing on me, and I kind of like them, which is probably not a good thing, because now I want to get the whole lineup of them. But yeah, that one's actually a pretty nice one. I like it. Alright, the last few bits of the set. There it is. And now, by the look of it, the head. Which I don't think, by the look of it, has any sort of jaw element at the bottom. It's just the top of the head, which might make it look a little bit odd. So far, I've enjoyed the build. I don't know if it's necessarily like a $65 dragon. I think that's its regular price, Canadian. But it looks Looks alright. Especially considering there's a set in this wave that I think is 40 and it has more pieces. This one does, I think, have an extra minifigure compared to that one. But yeah. Oh, maybe there is. You just build it up instead of one separate elements. Last of the G-slopes. I like the sand blue in this set. I've always liked the sand blue since they introduced the character of Riyu. I've always liked the little versions of them, and then the bigger, built-up versions as well. And that's exactly it. You just build up the jaw. That looks all right. Not too bad. Yeah, definitely. I like all the sand colors. I'm a big fan of sand blue, green, red, purple. Even if red and purple are in production and have very, very few elements. I've always liked those colors, but sand blue is a really nice one. I always, which is why I like, even though it probably would have been better in a better color. I was recently looking at my Bad Batch shuttle, and I realized just how I really like the look of that set, and probably just from how much I like the color of sand blue. I think that it would be a nice color for the Happy Plants botanical sets. Feels like that would fit with those guys. Alright, I think that is sort of a main bit, and the last bit of the builds are a few accessories. It can spin. Wow, cool. And he's got a sword to hold in his mouth. I think actually he can also, yeah, there's pins on his hands, so he could also stand up and slice people down with the sword. The dragon that's got a sword. I feel like that's new for the theme. Oh, okay. So they have you just attach it onto the side of them to just hold on to the sword. And now a few of these opalescent elements. And I think that is about it. Mix and match with set 71855, this one, and 71854, which I think is the Cole's Mission Mech. I kinda really like this guy. He's I don't know, he's very lizard-like in a way. Um, very low to the ground. Not that long compared to, I like the short snout of him. And you get 4 nice minifigures. I haven't gotten one of these mutation monsters or these loyalists yet in the other sets that I've built for this wave. It's just hard to stand these guys up with how heavy they are. The dragon form of Nia is nice. Aaron's a nice minifigure. One thing I really like about these sets, and I noticed it when I had them next to each other, I really like the side box art that they've given these sets with the characters on it. I feel like a lot of themes try to do it and don't do it that well, but I think that's a decent way of doing it, and then having it lined up with all the characters from the wave. But yeah, I kind of like this guy. You've got the ball joints to move the wings and stand them up relatively easily. Give him the sword, and and I see now that's sort of why they needed to detail the bottom of the build so that you could have them in this stance. I guess you're going to need to use the tail. And now he's dragon with a sword, which is interesting. And I think the other spot that you can give him the sword is there's a Technic pin in his mouth, and he can have it in there as well. I kind of really like this guy. I think this is one of my favorite Ninjago dragons I've built. He's kinda cute and kinda fun, and this feels like a really decent playset as well. All right, well that is Ninja Dragon Ryu's Battle. Solid Ninjago set from Season 4 of Dragons Rising. I think that's what it's up to now. Excited to see that when it comes out. I've enjoyed the Dragons Rising show. I've enjoyed the seasons of it. And the sets as well. I feel like Ninjago's doing pretty good right now. The Legacy sets were very solid, and I like the regular stuff as well, and this one's pretty cool. Next week for the stream, either gonna do the accompanying Cole set that's sort of is the mix and match one for this one, or I've got a city thing to put together. But yeah, I'm quite excited for today because I guess the baseball season for me is pretty much started now, because I think at 1:05 the first game for the Blue Jays starts, so I'm pretty cool. It's actually like, I'm sort of surprised on how much I like this set and how well detailed it is for a 7+ dragon. I feel like these tend to sort of, they'll have a few nice minifigures, and then the dragon build is just alright. Like, I feel like it's the big dragons usually where this theme shines with some really solid sets, and these small ones, they're alright, but they're not anything special. But this guy's actually kind of cool. I really like this one, and yeah, I think they did a good job this wave of sets. But yeah, keeps spinning his little star. But yeah, that's about it for today. But yeah, I'm excited to watch some baseball. Even though I won't even be on to watch it, I'll just be following along because I gotta head to Toronto soon for some stuff, and yeah, and I guess tomorrow I'm very excited to watch some Olympic hockey, and yeah, that's been fun to follow along. Decently early morning game, but should be fun. Excited to see the Blue Jays though. I was sort of surprised to see the lineup, and it was sort of a proper, like could probably be like a somewhat opening day lineup, which was sort of surprising to see for the first day of spring training. But yeah, excited to watch that. But that's about it for today. So thank you for watching the stream, and I'll see you on the next one, which will either be another Ninjago set, a city set, or I guess maybe I'll crack open that Wolfpack Castle, which I'm very excited to build at some point. That looks like a real nice one. But yeah, solid set. The new Ryu for season 4 as well. And yeah, see you in the next one.